Hey, this is Tim Shepard, the Vintage Airstream podcast. I'm in my 1963 Airstream Ambassador, and today I'm going to be installing a GoPower Battery Monitor. They sent me this to check it out. I do have the 500 watt GoPower flexible panel solar system on the roof of the trailer. There's other videos that you could check out for that. So this battery monitor comes with the actual display and a battery shunt. We'll talk more about that. And the optional Bluetooth dongle so that you can check on your batteries using an application on your phone. Also, all the cables needed to hook it up, and a manual. So first thing I would do, which I did, unless you have better eyes than me, is go to their website and print a big manual. You can have two battery monitors, so one for your house battery and one for your starter battery if you're in a mobile home or a van or something. And then I want to talk about the shunt. So the shunt is how the battery monitor knows how much power you're drawing, how many amp hours you have left. You have to program all that in here when you first set it up, but this is how it knows. So this actually goes in line with the negative terminal on your battery to the rest of the loads on the trailer. If you've kept track of the stuff I've installed over the years, you know that I installed a trimetric battery monitor, which is the same kind of shunt. So this one's good for 500 amps. Which is kind of important if you're running heavy loads like inverters, like I do. This one's a little different, that it has this little PC board on here, and the nice thing in the manual, this is removable, so I'm going to see if it'll fit on the current shunt I have on my trimetric, because I kind of want to run both of them since that one's already installed. And if not, the trimetric also uses the 500 amp shunt, so it should be compatible just by connecting to these two terminals here. And then the GoPower solution is plugging in with this cable here into this outlet directly to the back of this. So we'll see how all of that goes together. That's what I'll be doing here shortly, and I'll show you the results. Hey everybody, this is Tim back again. I got the battery monitor installed. Fortunately, I couldn't use the shunt that came with the trimetric. I had to replace it, but since they're the same 500 amp 50 millivolt spec, I was able to just connect the wires from the trimetric to the GoPower, so I can have both systems running at the same time. So let me go ahead and show you how it turned out. Now, mine probably isn't a normal installation because I'm constantly installing and trying these products as they come out. So you would mount it more on a permanent, you'd probably cut a hole in your wall and mount it. I didn't do that because it may stay, it may go, something else may come. Like I have the trimetric in there. I've had the solar, the original solar that GoPower sent with the PWM charge controller. Now I have the Mppt one. I've tried the trimetric solar controller. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm constantly changing items out. So I just did like a surface mount box for now. So anyway, I'll show you how it turned out, and then we'll do a couple of tests to see it in action. So let me switch this camera around and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so the picture I showed you is actually underneath that bed. That's where the batteries and all the wiring, fuse jacks, fuse blocks, everything is underneath there. So just keep it simple. I just put the monitor here. Like I said, it's on the surface mount box. You'd probably cut a hole and make it flush mounted. Here's the Bluetooth module right here. and that's what lets you connect it to your phone, which I'll show you that in a minute. And here's the actual monitor. You can cycle through. I'm at 13.57 volts, and here's the the Mppt Charger. So you can see that. That was put in a while back with the 500 watts from GoPower. So this is picking up the current off the shunt. I did some tests already, so I've already dropped my batteries down to 95%. And I have 13 amps coming in right now from solar. So that's pretty nice. And so let's go ahead and look back. So it says 13.2. And then, of course, when I built the trailer, I had the trimetric. So that's showing 12.5. So it's probably just a little bit different because of the wiring or the algorithms they use. I'm not quite sure. Or because this is the different shunt. But still, you know, it's close enough. So I have the GoPower's inverter on right now. So let's watch. I'll turn this off and that'll drop the... So now I have 16 amps coming in to the batteries. So what's happened, if you think about it, it takes a couple amps to keep the, when the inverter's on, it just draws a couple amps just natively being on. So now those amps are going into the battery. So it's showing 16 amps here. I'm gonna get dizzy walking back and forth. And 17 here. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and look. So I put the app on the iPad. So this is the app. So an interesting thing is, you can see it. Just install it so it has all these things. One thing I noticed is if the iPad turns off or it's been sitting a while, there's no good way to tell that you're still actively updating. That would be nice. So it says, oh, there, I saw the change. What I had to do before, like on my phone, is go back, because you can have multiple devices listed. Here's the VAP monitor, you can name it, so that's kind of nice. And there, connected. So yeah, I have 17.3 amps coming into the batteries. I've consumed minus 4 amp hours. That's when I was testing it by running the microwave off the inverter. It just shows the capacity. This is something I had to enter in because I have two 100 amp AGM batteries. And I'm at 13.7 volts or 96% capacity. Alrighty, so let's do some tests. Okay, so we're back inside my main electrical monitor station here. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to run the inverter. So there you heard it turn on. This is a nice remote panel. The inverter is actually in the back. So okay, now I have 12 amps going in to the battery. So here's the inverter. It's a 2000 watt inverter, pure sine wave. It's also GoPower. And that panel's just the remote monitor and on off. So here we go. 13 amps coming in from the solar. Sorry about that. There you go. So we're going to run the microwave off of the battery and off of solar. So I have a glass of water in here. Okay. So in case you want to know how much power it takes to heat water, it takes a lot. So far it's 117 amps, 120 amps. So what's nice is we're getting some current from the solar helping out. 20 amps coming in from the sun. So this would normally be 140 something amps. We'll compare 120 amps on the trimetric. That's nice. And then let's get to the app. Here you go, 120 amps. So it takes, with solar, 500 watts, so I got 20 amps coming in. There, the microwave just quit. We can watch this drop. There you go, look at that. And my battery's still about 94%. So, there you have it. Solar heated water, I guess. That's one way to do it. But the battery monitor is pretty nice. I like this remote app ability. It will store a history, which of course I just installed it, so we'll have to see how that pans out. And it's nice, you can have the two monitors in at the same time. I don't know what else to say about it, but it seems pretty cool. It is Bluetooth, and it's pretty easy to set up. You just download their app, the GoPower app, from your App Store or Play Store, and you just push plus, and then it automatically finds that Bluetooth module, and you could name it, and that's it. It's all done. Looks like you could have multiple ones, maybe if you had multiple monitors. It would be nice if there was some kind of gateway to Wi-Fi. Since my trailer has Wi-Fi, then I could check on the battery from anywhere in the world. But with Bluetooth, you'd have to be, inside of your vehicle. Other than that, that would be the only nice thing that would be a nice to have. Let's see, what else would be nice. I guess if there was a second shunt that just came from the solar, because the current you're seeing is net, so it is the difference between what's coming in and what you're using. So if solar's coming in, like we saw the 20 amps, it took away from the 145 amps that it would take to heat the water. So it would be nice if you could have a separate reading on here that would show the amount coming in just from the solar. That would be kind of cool. But otherwise, just the purpose of this one is to see how much battery you have left, especially if you're boondocking or something like that. Alright, so that'll do it. Thanks for checking out our video, and until next time, we'll see you down the road.